Well, welcome back, my friends. Today we're doing the large bush knife by Half Breed Blades based out of Australia. Before we get too far in the video, 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, love you. You have a place here. We back to blue over here. We support Leo. How do you do that, Scab? Well, I don't break the damn law. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. This thing is an absolute beast. Now, Half-Breed Blades is owned and operated solely out of Australia. The parts come from all over the world. There are some parts, Kydex, and I believe the G10 comes from the US, so that's kind of cool. But let me give you some specs real quick before we get into this thing. The overall length is 11.22 inches. The weight is 17.46. Now, the overall weight with the sheath is 25.39 ounces. The price is around $385 on their website. You would have to factor in shipping. The blade is D2 steel, 5.7 inches long, 1/4 inch thick. It's got a 59 to 60 on the Rockwell hardness. It is considered a modified drop point. Now, they're G10 handles, and the handle thickness is 0.94 inches. I love that. And you'll note that there's jimping all over the knife. It's got a oversized finger choil. Now, full disclosure, this is another knife Kirk let me demonstrate. So he's put a good bit of use on this. This is the original edge. I just want to show you right here. Honestly, for the amount of use he's put on it, it's held up pretty well, just being honest with you. And I cut a tire twice before I ever cut this paper. So I have to hand them to that. It's a full tang construction. Now, this one I believe is Teflon coated. They offer PVD, Teflon, or Cerakote. Now, the first time I got to stab the tire, it went in very well. Here it punctured well, but I went right through the damn lettering. So I had to put a little effort into it. But once we punctured the tire, guys, this thing cut it like it wasn't there. This is an absolute damn beast of a knife, ample handle. It's designed, their website says they do not design knives and tools for hard use, and I promise you, this is the epitome of that. Now, there's old Scabber there. Here we're going to cut some of this old water hose. Now, remember, we've cut a tire a couple times. We've cut a bunch of stuff before I ever got this. This was actually towards the end of the testing. So we put a little bit of wear on the blade. I'll hone it back up before I give it to Kirk. And here in my brilliance now, I wind up hitting, what you see is my little dog chain that Scott Rayleigh got for the channel, the hashtag 22 a day. I love my chain. But I put my little clicker up there to control the camera. And here in a second, I'm going to click it off. And I kept going there for another minute or two before I realized it. Now, this hose is just some beat up old hose from work. And the knife did pretty good. There you go, Scab. Attaboy. It cut through it. That wasn't on purpose. That was totally my bad. Now, right here we got that old piece of oak. One thing about oak, guys, as it gets older and it gets seasoned, it is a little harder to cut. Right here, I was trying to go slow and do some slicing. The knife handles very, very, very well. We're going to do some harder use stuff here in a minute, as if cutting the Tower of Doom is not hard use. But you can see right here, I got my finger in the finger choil, thumb on the back on the jimping, good control of the blade. The blade handles very, very well. Now right here, we're going to do the John Peters stab test. And you can see the thickness now. That's a 1/4 inch thick knife. You can see the thickness of that sidewall. Get a good hammer stab there. Came right down, straight through it, no problem. Now, I believe we got completely through two on this. Another good hammer stab. But again, guys, I don't bring this thing up, up over my head and just slam it down. I bring it down hard and bring down probably 8 to 10 inch. Now, right there, I got with it a little bit. That's probably as hard a stab as you'll see me do. But this knife also sports an ample guard. And I'm going to tell you, you can see the blade. It penetrated both. Not enough to get all three, but it penetrated both. For a 1/4 inch blade, that's pretty damn impressive. Now, throughout this video, now, you'll see right there, let me mention this before I forget it. The pommel, it's got a hard hammer strike. It also, with the Kydex sheath, has a ferro rod. Now, I don't strike, if it's somebody else's knife, I don't strike the ferro rod, but the ferro rod, I believe, is made to go through that pommel. The Kydex sheath, I believe, is made in the USA, but it fits very, very well. It rides very well. It's a Kydex sheath held on by a nylon strap. It actually rode well. I'm wearing it during this video. I don't always do that, but you see it right there. Really, really, really well made Kydex sheath. Now, here's some of that old petrified firewood from Home Depot. This stuff's hard as a brick bat. That's why I like using it. So we're going to baton through it. Guys, it's 1/4 inch D2, 59 to 60 on the Rockwell hardness, and their heat treat is spot on. There was no edge damage to this knife, period. No dings, no dents, nothing. It held up very, very well. We didn't even have any microchips in it, or micro whatever. I always say that wrong, however you say it. The handle, again, super comfortable. You'll see it has some really, really deep fullers. Just a well thought out, well built knife. If you get a chance, go over to Half Breed Blades, check them out. Later, after this video, guys, I have a couple different social medias if you want to follow me. I use my Instagram pretty much to augment my YouTube, okay? So I put pictures of the knives and goofy stuff over there. Now, I do a TikTok series on blue collar working. If you want to check me out over there, that has nothing to do with knives. It's just having some fun. Over there, my Facebook, again, if you send me a friend request on Facebook, because it is my personal Facebook, please leave me some kind of message in the comments. Gab, we sent you a friend request, because I don't accept it. I might recognize the profile pic, but because it's my personal one with family on it, I do at least want to know it's a subscriber or somebody from YouTube. So I'd appreciate that. Now, right here, you see this knife processed up this wood very, very quickly. We're going to do a quick judo chop. I missed. There we go. Didn't that time, did I? Ha ha. So we got it down pat. Now, throughout all of these demonstrations, we're going to do our zip tie test here. This is a favorite because, again, this is a good way to check that edge. No chipping whatsoever. Not to mention, the large bush knife just drove right through it. Now, you remember we did a video the other day of the large bush folder that held up insanely well, and that's where I had chopped the other day. This is a 4x4 pressure treated piece of lumber. Now, I didn't want to go all the way through it and do all that. I just wanted to take a minute and get some hard downward strikes. Again, testing the edge and just to see how comfortable it was. Kirk always uses a lanyard on his knives, and I like to use it. I'll just wrap it around my fingers, and I was able to get some good grip on the knife. And I'm going to tell y'all, for a 5.5 inch blade or 5.7 inch blade, this thing did the do, man. Held up very, very well. And you just see us banging there. I'll show you in a minute what we did. Like I said, I wasn't trying to go through. This thing is insane. This is something that I would definitely carry out in the woods. It's something I'd definitely carry if I was still locating utility and stuff like that, or I was out surveying, whatever. This is a knife I would have on me. It's a little heavier knife, but at the same time, it rides comfortably. Now, there's one little notch, and you'll see in a minute. I don't know why. I just brain farted there. There we go. There you go, Scab. Attaboy. You see right there with just a few hard downward strikes, it got it done pretty quickly. Now we're doing the Donnie B All Day drop test. And there I hit the wrong spot. That wasn't a knife's fault. That was a little scabber. We're going to do the Donnie B All Day throw it at the stump test. While I'm talking about Donnie, please go over there. He's trying to get to 10,000. Go ahead and subscribe. If you like my content, you like his content. He's a good dude. Go ahead and hit him up. So right here, the reason we do the drop test, the reason we throw it at the stump, and that's an old red oak from West Virginia, so it's hard as a brick bat, son, is again to check the balance of the knife. Now we're going to just do some hard stabs. We've already done our John Peters stab test. But right here, because that solid oak, just some different handle positions, stabs. No hot spots. Again, no hot spots whatsoever in this handle. Very, very comfortable in hand. And the other thing that I do a lot of times, guys, is you'll see me pick up that it's either processed 4x4 or processed 2x4, or it's that firewood, or it's a piece of oak. But you'll always see me pick up wood and just kind of do some whittling on it. I try to do that throughout the test to show you the edge holding up, to show you how it handles the different woods. I really, really, really like this knife. I really like Half Breed blades. The large bush folder, the large bush knife to me are both absolutely well thought out, well built knives. Now, the company said Half Breed Blades say that they're overbuilt. I don't necessarily believe in overbuilt. I mean, honestly, I think they're built perfectly. Now, I know what they're saying, okay? And I'm not disagreeing. That's not what I'm saying. I agree wholeheartedly. But I like the overbuilt stuff. I like the full tang. Is it necessary? On some, yes. On some, no. But on this knife, it is absolutely perfect. You see, I was trying to go through a knot there. Hopefully, Kirk isn't watching this part because we went right through it. There we go. But again, no edge damage whatsoever. Now, this is a thinner piece of wood, but son, I'm going to tell you something. It might as well have been a piece of stone. This thing was hard as a rock, son. So we're going to do just kind of some hand batoning. There we go. Attaboy, old Scabber. And you see that shirt I'm wearing? Go Dogs. I believe it was my guy Tom Ritter that said, Scab, get a picture of them dogs surrendering. Tom, I tried, but we won the national championship, so there's that. Now, listen, that is the same shirt I wore that night. I've wore it just about every day this week, just kept washing it. Now, what does that got to do with a knife? Not a damn thing, but I thought I'd bring it up. Go Dogs. Right here again, guys, just putting the knife to work. I don't do tests. There's nothing scientific about what we do. And if I tried to say it was a review, well, I'm a lousy reviewer. But I can demonstrate a knife. And right here, here's that old piece of oak. This is going to be one of the last tests we do. Here's that old piece of oak. I thought we'd baton through it. And again, now I got my Bam Bam stick made out of hackenberry, hackbush, whatever the hell it is. Again, the knife, no problems, no chipping on the coating, no rolling of the blade. Absolutely first rate, excellent job. Well, guys, that's going to wrap us up. My guy Mikey, who I love, is always like, Scab, never give up, never surrender, and everything will be okay. Mikey's true. Listen, this Saturday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, Blade Talk with Scab and Joe. Big Red EDC is going to be on there. Jared from Neves Knives. Go over, hit subscribe, and check out the live. It's going to be awesome. I'm Scab. You're not. I love this Half Breed Blades Large Bush knife. I'm gone, son.